Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Astros here, and today we are going to be playing some Safeguard. I recently just unlocked the thermal site. Now, obviously, as you guys can tell, I don't really play this game that much. I think I'm only like level 12 or 13. 13 is cool too. But I don't really have anything to talk about today or like for this video, cause I mean I've just been messing around, you know. I've actually been pretty good lately. Like, I don't have anything to rant about, which is actually really weird. But actually today I'm going to be talking about this. What the fuck?
Ensure that the robot.
Okay. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys about the
Robot systems
this thing that happened the other day. So what happened was I was at school, you know. One of my really good friends, you know, like 6 or 7 years, you know, like both of us have known each other type shit. Like, you know, like he is a really good friend. Like I hang out with him every day. You know, like he knows like most of my family and everything, and you know, like we know each other pretty damn good if you ask me. So anyway, we whoa, I just hit marked that guy and I didn't even know where he was. And he sprayed me down. Anyway. So we were at school, right? And I was at lunch and I could not get anything to eat because my mom didn't put any money on my account, or, you know, like whatever happened. I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, she just wasn't able to put money on my account. So I mean, you know, that's fine, whatever. So I went up to my, you know, my really good friend, and he was like, you know, he was talking to me, you know, me and him were just messing around. Dude, I swear to God, this kid is such a fag. Anyway, me and him were just messing around, you know, talking, being like pretty much every other kid, you know, in high school, pretty much. We were just talking about girls, we were looking at asses, you know. The typical, like, junior and sophomore thing to do. And so we decided to go into the lunch line, right? And you know, obviously I asked him to get me something, so you know, he did. He got me a brownie. And you know, I said, alright, so you know, like, let me get the brownie because I'm actually pretty hungry. He was like, okay, whatever, you know, like blah 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 or whatever. And so he got me this brownie, and what I didn't realize is, you know, he's like a big pothead or whatever, you know, whatever. I wasn't really worried about that because I thought that he would be an honest friend and be like, you know, like, hey, you know, like, here's a fucking brownie for you, you know, like, since you're hungry or whatever. And, you know, I mean, so I thought that he was going to be that nice friend that was just going to grab me a brownie, not going to really like scam me or anything. And you know, he knows that I don't smoke. He knows that, you know, like I don't do a lot of this shit that kids these days what they usually do. Like he knows that I don't take pills. He knows that I don't, you know, like don't do any of the illegal shit like me. I mean, I just kind of mess around, talk about girls, hang out with my girlfriend, that type of shit. And it ends up that he had a pot brownie on him. And, you know, obviously I didn't know this or else I wouldn't have asked him for a brownie. And, you know, obviously he bought the regular brownie, right? And after he bought the regular brownie, I guess he switched the regular brownie and the pot brownie, which was kind of weird because I didn't notice it at first. And so I obviously ate the brownie because I was hungry as fuck. Like, what kid would not eat the brownie? You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, I mean, I was just like, hey, give me that fucking brownie. Like, I really want that.
Get ready for the next round.
And, so he gave me the brownie, but he didn't give me the actual brownie. He gave me the pot brownie. And You know, like I said before, I didn't know that he had the pot brownie, so I was like, alright. It was in the school wrapping, too. If you guys don't know what that looks like, then, you know, like, go to your school and just look at, if they do have brownies for, you know, for sale, just look at how it looks and stuff. And, you know, it looks pretty professional. And so, you know, I obviously ate it, and about 15 minutes later, I was starting to feel like I was starting to get a little high, and I was like, oh, fuck, if this asshole really, you know, gave me a pot brownie, I am going to be straight up pissed, you know. And then, you know, so, like, 20, 30 minutes after, I was like, yeah, he definitely gave me a pot brownie. And, you know, I wasn't really expecting it. So, you know, I had to do something about it, and I couldn't just, you know, sit here and let myself get caught for something that I didn't do, you know what I mean? Like, that would pretty much be pointless if I kind of just, like, sat there, because, you know, the deans at my school are really strict, especially since I live in Las Vegas. If you guys have ever been here, there's loads of fucking drugs here, and it's really bad. But anyway, oh fuck. But anyway, there's a lot of drugs here. So, you know, the deans are always on the lookout for people who are high, people who, you know, they could possibly, you know, like subjects of being high, or, you know, people that were stoners before that, you know, said that they quit, but might actually be, that might actually be low-key smoking, or, you know, like, or if their parents smoke or whatever, then, you know, obviously they would try to take care of someone. But, so yeah, they're always, you know, like, they're always, checking up on kids, and they knew me, you know, before I was a stoner and everything. You guys already know that. And so, you know, I was kind of chill, but, well, obviously I was chill, but I knew that they would try to come after me because I was in the dean's office plenty of times throughout freshman and sophomore year for, you know, like smoking and, you know, doing all of that shit. And so, you know, I knew that they were going to call me up if I even looked like I was high. And I mean, I didn't have anything on me, but I would still fucking get in trouble because, you know, that is me being high. And if they wanted to, they could, you know, just take it to the school police or whatever. And, you know, just be like, hey, this kid is high, you know, like, please, you know, do whatever you need to or whatever. So, you know, I went to, go,
Mission time extended.
what is it called? I went to go, to my 8th period class, cause
Ensure that the robot
we had a B-day that day. You know, that day was a B-day, which is all of my even classes. So, I just, you know, I went to my 8th period, and my 8th period is a teacher named Mr. Frazee. And, you know, he is a really good teacher, always looking out for students, you know, like, he's helped me with a lot of shit. Like, I was, like, depressed freshman and sophomore year and everything, so, I mean, you know, he helped me with that. And then, you know, obviously freshman and sophomore years I smoked, and, you know, I mean, he kind of helped me get my grades up and everything, and, you know, do all of that funky stuff. But,
they've disabled
you know, so I went to his class, obviously, because I had his class, and, so he was like, he was looking at me, and he was like, you look a little weird, and I was like, yeah, I know. My friend, he gave me a pot brownie, and I thought that it was only a brownie, you know, like, because he switched to the 2 when I wasn't looking. He was like, oh, okay, well, let me talk to you out in the hall for a minute. So he took me out into the hall, we started talking, and he was like, hey, you need to either go somewhere and, you know, like, you know, do whatever the fuck you need to so you don't get caught, or you need to just go straight to the deans. And then I was like, okay, well, I have one of my old friends that has really been being an asshole to me, so I'll go ahead and, you know, fucking you know, like, rat on him, you know, because he's always being an asshole to me. He's always, you know, doing that shit to me. And so, you know, I was up for it. I was like, alright, let me go to the deans. Let me rat this motherfucker out. Plus, his parents smoke. He has like 6 or 7 plants in his house and everything. Names will not be mentioned on this. But you guys know, like, this kid is really fucking bad. And so, you know, I was like, alright, motherfucker. For all the times that you've been doing bad to me, I'm gonna fucking get you back with this one, okay? And so, you know, I went to the deans. They, you know, obviously I told them the story. They were like, okay, it's fine. They took me down to the nurse to check to see if my vitals were okay and everything was alright. And, you know, I mean, you know, so obviously they wanted me to go back to class, but I was like, no, I think I might stay here. And, the dean interviewed me. I guess you could say, like, she somewhat interviewed me. And, you know, she asked me, she was like, who was it? Who gave it to you? Who did this? Who did that? You know, like, is this what happened? Or, you know, whatever. She just asked me a whole bunch of questions. And I, you know, I told her, I was like, hey, yes, this was, you know, Mr., you know, this guy, the guy that I hang out with every day. It was him. And she was like, okay, I don't see why a good friend would do that to you. I was like, yeah, I know. And so she was like, okay, well, we will get this, you know, together. We will definitely, you know, like, look into this, obviously, because we're not just going to let someone, you know, give you a pot brownie and us not do anything about it. And so they searched him a couple times, I think, and then, you know, they told me, you know, like, they weren't gonna tell him. But, I mean, I thought that was a pretty crazy event. Like, my best friend that I've known for, like, 6 or 7 years just, you know, gave me a pot brownie out of nowhere, even though he knows that I don't do any of that shit. And, I mean, it's kind of, like, depressing to think, like, wow, your best friend would do that to you. So, like, who else would do that to you? You know what I mean? Like, he's my best friend. He knows that I don't do anything. He knows, you know, like, he knows me as a person. And, you know, I just, you know, I kind of just flipped after it. That shit was, I was like, yeah, that's so fucked. Damn. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of weird. Also, I'm not really going to be posting that much, guys, because of the simple fact, fuck, I hate this game so much for sniping, dude, you don't even know. But, I haven't been posting that much because, you know, school and everything. I mean, everything's cool with, like, my family and everything. And, you know, I got my leader back in, I got my co-lead spot back in, Zinc. I just have to prove to them that I'm, you know, good enough to be a co-lead, because, you know, they were kind of iffy about it, which I can see why. But, they, you know, they were nice enough to let me.
Their robot has been disabled.
Sorry, I thought that I was gonna do something there, but apparently not. Can't even get a single.
Enemy robot nearing objective.
So yeah, guys, this is Astros, and I'll see you guys in the next.